What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Thursday night. We're here, of course, to talk about Week 12 and the top matchups, along with all this other information. You get the injury report for the day, get a look at what both teams look like, their rosters, their coaching staff, get to see their injuries, all that great stuff, and then the top matchups. So, love to hear from you guys. Appreciate you taking the time, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, hyping these videos up, everything you do to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough for that. Loads of information coming your way, though, but would love to hear your thoughts on this. Anything to add, any kind of questions. Maybe you're a Cowboys fan. I've seen a few of you watching and commenting. Maybe you got something you'd like to say, something to add. One of you said a fair assessment. No doubt, dude. Always try to bring the facts, bring the truth. That's what we talk about here in these parts. Would love to hear from any of you. Let's go Birds. Starting it off with the injury reports for both teams here today. And the Eagles get some positive news. Cam Jurgens back at practice today in a limited capacity, but nonetheless back at practice. Hopefully he clears concussion protocol, but he has been banged up, so maybe he could use another game off. We'll see. Jalen Phillips, also good news, full participant, so he joins Hinton and Lampkin. Both Hinton and Lampkin looking to come off of IR, both of them in their 21-day practice windows. And then Lane Johnson, of course, did not practice. He, of course, is going to be out for this game. They're saying he could be out 4 to 6 weeks. So, dear God, help us until then. Fred Johnson, next man up. Then you see the Cowboys here. They get some good news with Dak, Tyler Smith, and Donovan Wilson, all full participants today. Unfortunately, Malik Hooker goes to a DNP. So he did not participate in practice today with that toe injury. I'll keep you up to date tomorrow. Game status report. You'll know who's out, who's questionable for both teams. Now let's take a look at both of these teams, and we'll see who all the starters are and their backups. So you can kind of take what you will with the injury reports and use it here. And, of course, the injury lists as well. You can see the IR and the retired list. Will not see these players on the depth chart. So, as mentioned, Hinton and Lampkin trying to come off. And then you can see here on the offense, Jurgens still in there. We know Toth would be the starter if he's not ready. But I have Fred Johnson in there. Lane Johnson not technically on. And Willie Lampkin not technically off of that list, but I'll get to that then when that stuff actually happens, probably tomorrow. But you can see here, everyone else healthy, ready to rock and roll. And that's what I like to hear. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we talk about, just this influx of health and new players and young players developing. It's been truly beautiful. And veteran players stepping up and playing well. Dory Jackson. But look, this is a defense, and this defense continues to get better. So let's stay healthy and continue to whoop some behind. And then the special teams department, like to see a little something special happen here this week. But this is what this looks like, and you're always free to pause these or take a look if you want. We break this stuff down throughout the week, but I always like to give you a little primer before we get into those top matchups, but you can see what the practice squad looks like. If the Eagles decide to elevate anyone on Saturday, I will let you know that news then. But let's take a look at the Cowboys now. You can see their injury lists. They've got a few players here that you will not see, and a lot of new players here. Former Eagles as well, Trevor Keegan, Miles Sanders. So, yeah, plenty names here that you will not see on the depth chart. Let's take a look at their offense. And you can go check out Behind Enemy Lines. Remember, the show where I break down the opponent for the week. So in case you missed that, you want a more thorough breakdown of this team, you can take a gander, go find this show right here, and your heart will be content. But some injuries to the Cowboys, and I'll definitely keep you up to date. And the defense, if Hooker is not ready to go, Clark or Bell, whoever steps in. But this is what the defense looks like. And I just want to note that I took Kaiir Elam off. They have him listed as a starter, but he did not even play last week. He has not been doing well this year for them. A horrible trade. But Siobhan Ravel and Reddy Stewart have been stepping in. Stewart playing a little nickel, Duran outside. So we'll see how they mix things up and getting the rookie Siobhan Ravel involved as well. So we'll find out what this looks like come Sunday, but I'll keep you up to date. And then special teams, got to watch out for these guys. Aubrey, Turpin, oh boy, they got some of the best at their positions. And then their practice squad, if they want to elevate any of these guys, they can do so. And I will let you know on Saturday if they do decide to elevate any of those players. So a quick run through. Again, plenty of shows throughout the week where you can check that stuff out, get a better detailed breakdown. But you're always welcome to pause that. Or if you have any questions, feel free. You want to add something, let's have it go. But you've seen what the teams look like. Let's take a look at their coaching staffs and how these teams have done so far this year. And a lot of people calling for Petula like they were for Kellen Moore last year and Vic Fangio. We're going to hope that this team doesn't fire coaches in week 12 and it is much smarter than the media and decides to actually go win a Super Bowl. That's what I'd like to see them do. So I'm down with this coaching staff. And yeah, the stats, if you're a stat watcher, not a game watcher, then you're going to be upset. But to me, just keep improving on offense, as you see they are. Don't like the sacks, but you're not turning the ball over. Love that. Let's clean it up, start running the ball well, open up the passing game. And then on the defensive side of the ball, just continue to improve. Why? I believe they are the best D in the NFL, and they will continue to get better. Let's get some more turnovers. Let's get some sacks in this game. We've got some players that are returning or just getting here, and I'm all about it. But this team, top of the division, obviously, and 8-2, a nice place to be, man. Believe it or not, the media will tell you this is not where you want to be. You'd rather be the Giants, 2-9, the Cowboys at 4-5-1. As long as you got some stats, I guess that's all that matters. But that doesn't matter to me. I like 8-2, and I don't like 4-5-1. But a lot of people feel this is how you should be in the NFL. They like the whole Schottenheimer, let's get stats, not wins approach, and no doubt, man. That's cool, man, if that's your idea. But Clayton Adams and this offense, we talk about, a definite different style, getting Javonte Williams running the ball, getting the ball into his hands in a lot of ways. And he's a talented kid. And this defense, getting back to that traditional 4-3, but, they run some 4-2. Obviously, this is the NFL. People are running nickel predominantly. So, this defense, very aggressive, going to come after Jalen Hurts. And, they've definitely had their struggles. It's, Jekyll and Hyde here. Offense, second in points, third in total yardage. Not really giving up sacks. Turning the ball over middle of the pack rate, though. So see if we can get some sacks and turnovers here. This defense, they are giving up points. They are giving up yards, one of the worst in the league. And not getting too many sacks, middle of the pack there. And then bottom of the pack with turnovers. So this is a defense, getting better, added a lot of pieces. So if you're a stat watcher, this is going to be a breeze. No, this is a divisional matchup, and they've got some new players, some players that took over in certain roles. So this is going to be an interesting one. But, the Cowboys, don't worry about the division. That's ours. They're going to try to find themselves into that wild card race. And, hey, it's still wide open. Still plenty of time left in this season. 7 games. Well, 8 seasons. I don't know who all's got bye weeks and all that great stuff left. But plenty of time. We'll see what goes down. But Cowboys hoping that they find themselves on the other side with the Eagles rather than sitting there at 10. But that's what both teams look like, how they've done so far. Now let's get into the top 10 matchups for this game. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, your favorite matchup. Maybe you disagree with it, whatever's on your mind. Let's hear it. Let's start it off in the trenches. And, not to get too worked up about the numbers, I just like to go by defense or offense first and then just flip it. So we're going with the Eagles defense here first. And the first thing I want to talk about is, Jalen Carter's back, and Jalen Phillips is here. Oh, hell yeah. So much different line that the Cowboys are going to be looking at here. And, well, I sure as hell cannot wait for it. So you can see here, dude, Jalen Phillips has been a monster since he's got here. Jordan Davis, player of the week last week. These guys are ready to shine. And then we remember Dak Prescott spitting right on Jalen Carter. He returns the favor. He gets kicked out. The NFL gives Dak a little pat on the bottom. No fine. Fines Jalen Carter. Scumbags, as you just saw Jamar Chase get suspended for a game for doing the same exact thing Dak Prescott did. But, hey, it's the Cowboys. They are America's team. We all know America's trash right now, so they can have them. But, look, man, this is a team that is getting better. The Eagles on defense, and it's big part due to that line. So let's get some pressure. I know they're not giving up sacks. It's a really good offensive line. They are really talented here, but I don't care. Steele is somewhere where I think you could definitely take advantage of. He is not that good. It's more so their interior, I would say, but you can get after him, man. And I think, this is something that the Eagles continue to get better at, and I hope to see so make things much easier. And, they're going to try to get the ball they've got a lot of playmakers, but their tight end, Jake Ferguson. This is somebody that's having himself a damn good year, 9 touchdowns on the season. But look, the last time we played him, we actually, held him in check. He had 5 catches, but only 23 yards. So Makuba, Blankenship, or whether it's some of the corners or linebackers, this is just for the positional matchup purpose. But I think you should be able to shut him down again. Looking forward to it. But you got to watch out, man. They like to use their 12 personnel as well. Schoonmaker's in there. He's not real good, but they will use him as well. And I always put guys that play over 25% with the starters, just so you know. But Javonte Williams, they actually had Jaden Blue, their rookie, inactive this past week. They elevated practice squad running back Malik Davis. So he didn't even play 25% of the snaps. It was the Javonte Williams show. So come get you some, bud. We got Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean, and Jahad Campbell, and these guys have been putting a thumping on people. So you want to come get it? Please do. 54 yards is what Williams had last game with a 3.6 yard per carry average. Now, he had those 2 touchdowns, so yeah, that sucks. But let's keep him out of the red zone, period, and definitely out of the end zone. So Javonte, he's having a great year. I think he's really, it's great for him to get healthy and do some special things. He's averaging 5 yards per carry. He's got 8 touchdowns on the year, running, that is. And I think, he's got 1 in the receiving game. This is a guy that can get you. So linebackers, step it up. Let's effing go. Now, number 7, lucky number 7 here. Whoo, baby. This might be my favorite matchup of the game. Holy hell. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Dory Jackson going up against the likes of CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Ryan Flournoy, and Kevontae Turpin here. And, oh, my, this is going to be a fun one. And, Pickens, 15.7 yards per catch this season, 7 touchdowns. Or, I'm sorry, 15.7 with 7 touchdowns. 13.9 for Lamb and only 2 touchdowns. Now, he was banged up for a little bit there, but definitely a weird year. He's definitely had some drops. Been intriguing, but hey, the first game he had over 100 yards. So don't sleep on CeeDee Lamb. This dude is definitely still, pretty effing good. And, he had 7 catches in that game. We held Pickens to 3 catches for 30 yards. But him and Dak have definitely seemed to have gotten on the same page a little more. So do not sleep on him. But he's got himself one of the toughest matchups in the NFL with this cornerback trio here. So Dory Jackson, continue to, get better each week, and you'll keep that job. You're going to have, I'm sure, some balls coming your way as you did in week 1. So we'll find out how that goes. And, of course, at number 6 here, the number 1 for the Eagles defense and the Cowboys offense here, Dak Prescott, going up against this D. And we talked about it. You can watch stats, look at stats all you want. That's great. My stat tells me that the Eagles have only allowed the 15 points, was it? 16 in the last 2 games. That's the only stat in my head. The fact that they have shut down the Packers, the Lions, they can put up points. So, hey, man, I know Dak Prescott's good. And look, I know I hate the Cowboys. I love the rivalry. It's been that way my whole life, yes. But I got to give credit where it's due. Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback. 2,587 yards on the year. Holy, 258.7 yards per game. That's insane. 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's doing pretty good. So 69.9 completion percentage, not too shabby there. And look, it just put some pressure on him. This game, we've got Phillips. We've got Jalen Carter here, and Carter's going to be coming for you, bud. So really looking forward to that. If we can take away those weapons we talked about, put it in his hands, and let's see that Dak we know that's in there. Let's get those turnovers going. Now let's jump over to the Eagles offense going up against this Cowboys D. Let's start in the trenches, baby, just like we did for the defense. So, look, it looks like German there. Looks like Jurgens could be back for this game. And it looks like if he's not, Toth would, obviously start again. So just keep that in mind. But going up against, a different line. So last time it was Fowler and you had, different pieces. This time, Aziraku has taken over. You got Jadeveon Clowney there now. James Houston's there, and you got Sam Williams. But then interior-wise, you got Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and Onigzu was playing too. So, dude, this is a nasty line. We're going to have our hands full. A lot of these guys have been banged up, getting beat up. This hasn't been one of the best lines in the league like we know them to be. So let's get things going for this game, man. We really need to. They're going to be coming at us. We talk about them, sending pressure, man. They're going to try to blitz, but they're also just going to hope that their front can do some magic, and they've got the talent to do it. They've got the interior to really come at us. So if it's Toth in there, Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams, it's going to be intriguing to see how the Eagles game plan for this one. And if you do block and do all these things, well, maybe we can make this guy happy. A.J. Brown. And look, I don't give a damn about making him happy because it kind of seemed like that's what we were trying to do last time. I'm not in the business of stats or individual player. No. I want to win, dude. So get your head out of your ass. Be more like Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson. And, these guys, you got Carson, Bland, Stewart. I had mentioned, the mix up here with corners. No more Elam playing for these guys. We'll see if maybe he gets another shot, but he didn't last week. And he got benched earlier in the season, too, and Diggs' injury is what brought him back. So we'll see. But, look, they're banged up. They've got young guys, and they're talented young guys. Don't get me wrong. But we have some of the best receivers in the game, dude. Definitely the best trio, in my opinion, in football. So if you can block and not just be one-dimensional, like you should run the ball, too, we will be able to get the ball into these guys' hands. Like, I just don't understand. We've talked about the issues all year, and it's driving me mad. But, that first game, A.J. Brown had 1 catch, 8 yards. Unbelievable. 3 catches, 16 yards for Devontae Smith. What the? And then Jahan Dotson led us with 3 catches for 59 yards. Okay. And the only reason was because he had 1 big catch for 51. Unacceptable, man. And that's what really started the train for people. We can't pass. And there have been games where we've shown we could definitely pass. But that was not one of them. So I would love to see these receivers getting the ball. And one of those other receivers I'd like to see, Goddard had the most catches in that first game with 7, but 44 yards there. So only person in the top 50 was Dotson. Not cool, man. Let's get the pass game going. And they've got good safeties and Hooker and Wilson, and Hooker's banged up right now. So we'll see what they do here if he is out. But look, man, Goddard is the truth. He has an unfortunate first name, but I know he likes to beat up on that team because he had to grow up watching that torture. So, baby boy, go out and get you some. This is a game where I'd like to see. I keep seeing, the Eagles can't throw to the middle. They can. I just don't know why they're not. So, please, for the love of God, get the ball to Dallas Goedert, and I think that'll make things a lot easier. But the thing that would make it the easiest is running the damn ball, and I hate that I had to bring that back, but it's back because the Eagles really don't like to run the ball. And, dude, Saquon Barkley is one of the best, but I understand you ran him into the ground last year. Okay. Well, you traded for Tank Bigsby, and the dude's running all over people. So allow him to get 10 to 12 carries per game. Take some off of Barkley. Allow these guys to be a two-headed monster. Who cares, dude? I don't give a shit about stats. I just want to win, man. So get Bigsby involved. Get Shipley involved as well, because I know you like to use him. That's fine. Third down back and catch the ball. You can block. Okay. But you need to do something there. And look, they added Logan Wilson, got Murray playing, Overshown's back, a little rusty in his first game, but he's going to be looking to come after us. And, again, that first game, 3.3 yards per carry for Barkley, 60 yards, 26 for Shipley, 8.7 yards per carry. So he did well. We decided not to use him. Let's not use people who start doing well. Let's just go with what works. And I believe it or not, running the damn ball actually works, man. We're really good at it. The linemen would prefer it. I assure you of that. Let's please run the ball. And, hey, you want to pass the ball to him out of the backfield too? Hey, a little bit of that added into this offense would be nice as well. Let's get into number 1. QB1, Jalen Hurts going up against this Cowboys defense. The first game, only 152 yards passing, had 62 yards rushing, had 2 rushing touchdowns, so had to do a lot with his feet to ensure that win. Got the win 24-20, but look, man, I always say it's a divisional matchup. You never sleep on anyone, whether at the top or the bottom. And these guys are below us, and Yeah, that's great. We can laugh all we want, but you know that pisses them off. And they added all these players. And dude, they've got a stacked roster, and it's going to come together eventually for them. I'm sure fall apart in the playoffs if they make it. But regardless, they are good in the regular season, and they know how to win regular season games. It's one thing Dak Prescott can do. He might not be able to win playoff games, but he can win regular season, the games that don't matter. So this is going to be big for them. This is the Cowboys Super Bowl here. You got to realize they will not advance past the first round. It's just not something they can do in this century. And, I just think that, this is a team, this is all the marbles. They put all their money and chips on this game right here. Week 12 is their Super Bowl. So they're going to come out with a fire, dude, and they should. So I'm looking forward to Jalen Hurts proving all of this negativity, all these doubters. They know what's coming. You did it last year. You look like idiots when I tried to warn them. I tried my best, but they sat out here slandering QB1. And here they are again, and this week it's A.J. Brown, and that week it's this, and then they can't this and that, and they can't, they won't, and then they do, and then it's something else. And it's embarrassing is what it is. So let these people create their narratives and be miserable, man. I'm riding this train of being 8-2. When I was young, the Eagles sucked, dude. So I'm enjoying the fact that we are the best team in the NFL. We are the team to beat. NFL hates us? Hell yeah. Love it. But our own fans don't have to hate us. We don't have to make hit pieces every day. All you content creators, you don't have to give up on the Eagles every time things look a little – it's not even like they're bad, man. So just a little bumpy. Holy hell, you would have never lasted back in these times. You might like the color, but you wouldn't have liked the team. I can assure you of that. You would have been the biggest Cowboys fan ever back then. Not you sickos, but you know those fans. So we're going to do our best to just block it all out and get ready because it's Dallas week. And, well, the Cowboys suck. So I will always enjoy that. And I will always enjoy when it's a Kelly Green week. And when you combine them, oh, hell yeah. I'm all in, baby. And whether A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are fighting this, they're not best friends. I don't care, man. This is not Gossip Girl. I don't give a damn. This is not The View. I'm not here to worry about their personal relationships. I do want them to get along enough to be on the field and make plays together, but I'm just concerned about winning games. That's what matters to me, and that's what should matter to them. Seems that's the way for most of them. A.J., get it together, my man. Don't like to see this. This is how you lose. When you allow the media and casual fans to tear you apart. Don't do that. They hate us, man. They always will. Just accept that. Laugh at them. Let's become a brotherhood again. Let's build this thing back up right before the playoffs and then go on that run back to back. Build this dynasty. Let's effing go Birds. All I've got for you tonight. Would love to hear from you down below in the comments, though. Whether you have something to add, got a question about something, whatever it is. And you know it does not have to be about the Birds. You got something going on in life. Always here for you guys. Feel free to reach out any of these platforms. If I ever miss you, I always tell you, just let me know, man. I would never ignore you. Always try to be here for you guys as you are for me. Hope you're all having a great week, though. It's almost the weekend. Game status report will be out tomorrow. You'll know who's out, who's questionable. Going to try to have a little Fan Friday. Oh, yeah, baby. A little live action for you. Looking forward to that one. But all I've got for you here tonight. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this bad boy. Subscribe. Become a member. Hype this video up. Anything you can do to help. I truly appreciate the support. But I hope you have yourselves a great rest of your Thursday night. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!